Okay, I wanted to make a quick video because I made another one earlier today, and if you look back at the previous video to this upload, you'll see it. And you'll see the regeneration or the DPF filter on that setup. So I'm gonna go back to it now because something happened today that's pretty interesting, and I just kind of feel like I needed to present this to you guys. Because I know regens are gonna come up, and like I said earlier, I drive this thing with 95% city driving, with like the 2 or 3 times a week I'll get on the freeway and just let it burn for a few miles. So if you remember this morning, these are, you got 4 slots here, so you assume 25, 50, 75, and 100% for, how full your filter is. Now today it was, just above this a hair, and then on my way home it didn't move much, so I figure anywhere between 30 and 45% full. So I got a notification that popped up on here, and it was in place of this that said active regeneration in progress. So I was like, okay, so I noted the miles and I took a picture of it, and it was 11:01. And I ended up, running a few errands. So this was one of those days, having trucks that had regeneration and DPFs before. When you see that, you can kind of make yourself aware to have better habits to try and help that process along, which usually has always been, get on the freeway or run it for some time. And this wasn't like a, hey, keep driving. This was just, hey, active regeneration's going on. So I ended up, driving probably 6 miles or so on the freeway, and then went and got diesel, and then, ran a couple errands, and the truck was cycled on or off probably 3 times. And then before, pulling back up here, I had a few more stops to make. At 11:21 in terms of miles on the odometer, the message went away. This popped up and it was completely expended. So I wanted to make a quick video that it took me and the way that I use my truck and the way that I'm driving it and my habits, 20 miles. 50% of that was probably driving on the freeway if I'm kind of being really given a few extra miles on the freeway. I don't have the mileage count. The rest was on-off cycles and in city driving. And it was just, it burned down. It kept going through the particulate. Every time if I put it in park, it stopped. As long as I was in drive, it was actively going through regen. So, hey, I wanted to put this together for you guys real quick because I know since it's a new truck and people are figuring these things out, there's some things about them that there's still questions about. I had my questions about this. I think I even said it on my last video that I had questions about this, but I left it on there and it just so happened to pop up and I saw it right away and tracked it. So this one was the first one that I tracked. Again, 20 miles, 50% highway, 50% city, on-off cycles, running errands, and it still burned it down. By the way, kind of my last video, running with tow haul in a city driving scenario is probably the only way I'll do it. Really good. I really encourage you to try it. But anyway, really impressed. When I had my LML Duramax, both of them, first of all, you'd never know, right? Unless you had a CTS or CTS2 insight, gauges. But you wouldn't know. And now it lets you know. It gives you an idea how full it is, all within the driver information center. So, and your cluster here, it's awesome. So I'm gonna go back to where I like to keep it. I get you tons of info. Usually like to keep it right here. That way I just keep an eye on everything. But hey, in general, I'm really impressed. I want to get this regeneration video out to you. I'm glad that I got to see it. Hopefully we'll get some more data on it. I hope you guys are liking the content. I'll just keep it coming as it makes sense. I'm not, a YouTuber, so I'm not going to just push content for content. But if it's meaningful and it'd be helpful to you guys, I'll throw something out there. So anyway, you guys be good. Take care of one another. Be safe, and we'll see you in the next upload.